Esau, the firstborn of Isaac, and the complex story of the red man. Esau is one of the most intriguing figures in the Bible, known as the firstborn of Isaac and Rebekah, twin brother of Jacob, and ancestor of the Edomite nation. His life is marked by a series of events involving sibling rivalry, impulsive decisions, reconciliations, and the fulfillment of divine promises. This video will explore in detail the life of Esau from his birth to his historical and symbolic role within the biblical context, including the impact of his choices and the importance of his descendants in the history of God's people. The birth of Esau and Jacob, twins with intertwined destinies. Esau and Jacob were born under very special circumstances. Being twins of Isaac and Rebekah, a couple who had waited many years to have children. The Bible tells us that Rebekah was barren, and Isaac prayed for God to grant them children. Genesis 2:21. During the pregnancy, Rebekah felt a great struggle within her, and God revealed to her that two nations were in her womb, and that the older would serve the younger. Genesis 25:22-23. This prophecy announced early on that the relationship between the brothers would be marked by conflict and differences in destiny. When they were born, Esau came first, described as red and hairy. Genesis 2:25, characteristics that earned him the nickname Edom, meaning red. Immediately after, Jacob was born holding on to Esau's heel, giving rise to his name, which means he who grasps the heel. Genesis 2:25 says. The personality differences between Esau and Jacob. From childhood, Esau and Jacob displayed very distinct personalities. Esau was a skilled hunter and a man of the field, while Jacob preferred domestic activities and was more reserved and attached to his mother. Genesis 2:25. These differences manifested throughout their lives and influenced the events surrounding the two brothers. Esau was an impetuous man, more focused on immediate needs, while Jacob showed a more strategic and patient demeanor. In addition, Isaac, the father, loved Esau because of the game he brought, while Rebekah, the mother, favored Jacob. This division in parental affection intensified family rivalries and conflicts. The sale of the birthright. One of the most emblematic episodes in Esau's life is the sale of his birthright to Jacob. One day, after an exhausting hunt, Esau returned home, famished, and found Jacob preparing a stew of lentils. Genesis 25:29-34. Impatient and focused on immediate satisfaction, Esau asked Jacob for food, and Jacob proposed trading the food for the right of firstborn, which included privileges such as family leadership and a double portion of the inheritance. Esau, acting on impulse and valuing his hunger more than his birthright, sold it for a bowl of lentils. This act demonstrates his short-sighted nature and serves as a lesson about the importance of valuing what truly matters. The father's blessing, a moment of deception and consequences. Another crucial moment in Esau's story is the episode of Isaac's blessing. When Isaac was old and his vision weak, he decided to bless Esau, his firstborn, who was the legitimate heir of the patriarchal blessing. Genesis 27. However, Rebekah, knowing that God had destined the blessing for Jacob, devised a plan for Jacob to receive the blessing instead of Esau. Following his mother's instructions, disguised himself using goat skins to appear hairier like Esau, and brought food to his father. Genesis 27. Isaac, deceived by the disguise, blessed Jacob, granting him prosperity and leadership over his brothers. When Esau returned and discovered the deception, he became deeply outraged and sorrowful. Genesis 27:30-41. This episode caused a significant rupture between the brothers, and Esau began to harbor resentment toward Jacob, even planning to kill him, which led Jacob to flee to the house of his uncle Laban. Jacob's flight and the brothers' estrangement. After the blessing episode, the relationship between Esau and Jacob became tense and distant. Fearing for his life, Jacob fled far away, and Esau remained in the land of his father. However, the brothers were not enemies forever. Years later, when Jacob returned, there was a reunion marked by reconciliation and forgiveness, showing the possibility of restoration even after deep conflict. Genesis 33. Esau and the Edomite people. His national legacy. Esau is recognized not only as an individual biblical character, but also as the founder of the Edomite nation. His descendants occupied the region of Edom, south of the kingdom of Judah, mountainous area known for its beauty and natural wealth. The Edomites, descendants of Esau, played a significant role in Old Testament history, often in conflict with the Israelites, descendants of Jacob. Despite these conflicts, The two nations were linked by common ancestry and familial bonds. Esau's wives and their descendants. Esau married several women, and these unions played an important role in the formation of his lineage. Among his wives were Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite, Aholibamah, daughter of Anna, a descendant of Zibeon, and Basemath, daughter of Ishmael, Genesis 26-34, 28-9. These alliances demonstrate Esau's integration with neighboring peoples, which had cultural and political consequences for his people. His sons became clan leaders who formed the Edomite nation, including Eliphaz, Ruel, Jush, Jalam, and Korah, Genesis 36. The theological relevance of Esau. Theologically, Esau represents the complexity of human choices and their consequences. His story highlights themes such as the value of birthright, the importance of the father's blessing, and God's sovereignty even amid human decisions. Biblical tradition often contrasts Esau with Jacob, symbolizing the struggle between the worldly and the spiritual, between impulsiveness and patience, between the flesh and the spirit. Esau in the New Testament. In the New Testament, Esau is mentioned in contexts that reinforce the theme of divine choice and the importance of faith. For example, in Hebrews 12:16-17, Esau is cited as an example of someone who despised his blessing and birthright to satisfy momentary desires. This mention serves as a warning to Christians, showing that impulsive decisions and the disregard for spiritual value can lead to the loss of significant blessings. Lessons from Esau's life for today. Esau's story is rich in teachings that remain relevant today. Value what truly matters. The sale of the birthright for food reminds us to reflect on our priorities. Be cautious with impulsive decisions. Esau acted on impulse and lost something valuable, teaching us to think before acting. The power of forgiveness. The reconciliation with Jacob shows that even broken relationships can be restored. Consequences of choices. Every decision has an impact and can affect not only the individual, but future generations. Conclusion. Esau is a biblical figure who presents a complex narrative of family conflicts, human choices, losses, and reconciliations. As the firstborn of Isaac, he held a privileged position, but his impulsiveness and mistaken decisions caused him to lose his birthright and his father's blessing. However, Esau is not merely a character of flaws and mistakes. He is also a man who rebuilt his life, founded a nation, and played an important role in the unfolding of biblical history. His life is an invitation to reflect on the values we choose, the impact of our decisions, and the possibility of forgiveness and renewal even after serious errors. If you were inspired by this story, don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to learn about Esau. Click the bell, subscribe to the channel, and leave your like. See you in the next video with more inspiring stories like this one.